My name is Rachel Dean. I'm the independent chair of the Audit, Risk and Improvement Committee for South Waikato District Council. The key thing in those, there's two key words in that. One is independent and the other one is risk. Obviously, improvement and audit are important as well. The key thing about being independent is that you have no vested interest whatsoever, and the role is generally described as one as a critical friend. In terms of risk, the idea is to keep the focus of council on running everything through a risk lens. So take, for example, if you think about everything you do on a day-to-day basis, you'll actually find that you're actually doing risk analysis all the time. You're just not consciously writing it down. So, for example, if you want to cross the road and get a coffee, you're actually doing a little risk analysis in your head. Should I run across? Should I try and dodge the cars? Should I get someone else to go for me? That's called transferring the risk. Another point always to mention with risk is that there are such things as positive risks. Sometimes as part of the process, you've got to look at, is this a good thing to do? Is it worth taking the risk? Now, obviously, improvement comes in there as well, and you're looking at effectiveness and efficiency, and again, you're an independent voice, and you're bringing your experience from multiple entities, and in my case, multiple countries, to the council table.
And I'd like to say, first of all, that it's been a pleasure and a privilege to work with the staff and the elected members on this committee, and obviously our independent member as well. I think that the people should be congratulating themselves enormously. In my personal opinion, I think this has demonstrated good leadership at the elected members level and top quality work from the staff.
Can you assess for us your thoughts on the work that this committee's done and I guess the progress that's been made?
I think this council has made amazing progress in an unbelievably difficult operating situation. And as we all know, we've had central governments that have made significant changes, imposed large amounts of work on council, often without any funding to support that work. And yet this council has managed to make progress in virtually every area that I've seen. A classic example of that is on the current agenda, we've reviewed the draft annual report. To have a draft annual report ready this early in September for reviews almost certainly will go to council for adoption on the 24th of September, subject to the final audit and that kind of thing. It is a very impressive piece of work done by the finance team, supported by the rest of council. There's been over 100 inquiries come from the external auditors, virtually all of which have been dealt with. I think there's 4 outstanding, all of which are on their way to being dealt with. That is an unbelievably impressive piece of work. There's a huge amount of work being done around the civil defence and emergency management space. Excellent progress in terms of cyber security. And I will just say here that I'm actually a certified fraud examiner, so I get very sticky about anything to do with cyber security, etc., etc. To be honest, I just think there's a huge amount of progress being made. Very impressive with a council, like many councils in New Zealand at the moment, that are operating under very challenging conditions.